Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we'll be going from the 11th of June up until the 17th, but as we always do, we'll first have a quick look at a couple of games that missed one of these videos for whatever reason before moving on to the week in hand. So which games are coming out for the Switch this week? Well, let's find out. Let's look at a couple of games that are already out then but missed one of these videos, and the first is Samurai Riot. This is a 2D beat 'em up with a hand-drawn art style and a branching story path dependent on the choices you make at certain points in the game. It's playable with 1 or 2 players in local co-op, and as well as choosing your character, you can also choose one of their unique traits at the start of the game to suit your playstyle, perhaps choosing to have more health or have a stronger attack, for example. I've been playing this one a little bit this week, not enough to give a full review or anything like that, but after a couple of levels I would say that the core beat 'em up mechanics are sound and I do like the choice system, although there is a lot of enemy repetition early on. A fun game though, and decently priced at £8.89. And the other one we'll look at that's already out is Lost Ruins, which calls itself a 2D side-scrolling survival action game. You play as a young girl who awakens in a strange place without her memories and subsequently must use weapons, spells and tonics to traverse the dangerous world she now finds herself in. The blurb goes on to describe its combat as strategic and methodical, and it says you can use the environment to your advantage, such as using your elemental powers to freeze pools of water or set items alight. I love the art style, I must say, although the main character's idle animation does make it look like she's dancing, which is a bit strange. Nonetheless, it costs £17.99 or your regional equivalent. Let's move on to the games that are coming out this week, and we'll begin with the Hand of Merlin. This is a turn-based roguelite RPG which combines Arthurian legend with cosmic horror, so says the blurb. You'll build a team of 3 characters on a journey from Albion to Jerusalem, trading with merchants, unearthing ancient relics and searching for fragments of your soul scattered across the multiverse. Combat will require you to make use of high ground and cover, setting up ambushes and coordinated attacks, and harnessing synergies between your heroes. It also mentions that you'll be jumping between parallel dimensions with history reshaping as you do so, and that defeat is not the end, only a new beginning, which I assume is where the roguelite aspect comes into play. It will cost £26.99 and it releases on the 14th.
Forge your destiny. But the journey ahead is unforgiving.
Next is Autonauts, which is a game that tasks you with creating settlements on uninhabited planets. You'll create crafting items from blueprints and build worker bots to aid you in your quest, and the blurb goes on to say that you'll shape their AI with a visual programming language. It uses a low poly art style, and whilst there is no trailer on the eShop, just screenshots, I do like the look of what they show. Hopefully the trailer that you're watching looks just as good. It releases on the 16th and it will cost £15.99. Then there is Overlord, Escape from Nazarick, which is a 2D action adventure game, and the source material is based on a series of light novels as well as an anime show. On a quest to escape the tomb of Nazarick, you have to use your abilities to the full, including parkour and magic. As well as this, you'll be finding and upgrading a variety of weapons and searching for memory fragments which will be needed to help the protagonist work out the reason for their current predicament. It's amazing just how rife memory loss seems to be within video game protagonists. Anyway, it will sell for £22.49, although you can get 10% off of that price up until the 22nd of June. Now I usually have this video made, uploaded and scheduled by midday Thursday, as my little boy isn't in nursery for the rest of the week, so I'm on daddy daycare duty. This week was no different, but then on Thursday night they only go and announce that my most anticipated game of 2022 is coming out next week. Yep, it's TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Now I'm a huge Turtles fan and beat 'em up fan for that matter, and these two have gone together perfectly in the past. From TMNT, the arcade game, Turtles in Time of course, and even things like the GBA version of the movie tie-in for the 2007 movie, a very underrated beat 'em up. .emu are tasked with bringing a modern Turtles beat 'em up game to the masses, albeit one straight out of the 1980s, and after seeing what they did with Streets of Rage 4, I cannot wait for this. Based on the classic 1987 TV show, you have the 4 Turtles to choose from of course, but other characters will be available too, such as April O'Neil and Splinter, and whilst I would have loved to have seen a hand-drawn art style a la Streets of Rage 4, the pixel art here looks delightful. I could go on all day about this game, but I better stop as I've got to re-render this video and then re-upload it ready for Saturday, so it's back to the original video in a moment, hence the reason why at the end when I mention the game I'm looking forward to it's not this one. But this game is out on the 16th then and will cost £22.49 or your regional equivalent, but you can get 10% off of that price up until the 22nd of June. Next we have Horgihugh and Friends, a horizontal shoot 'em up with a retro aesthetic and a cast of animal characters. There are 6 stages, 13 boss battles, 2 difficulty levels, and a unique power-up system according to the blurb, and you can also take control of 2 planes at the same time. I do love the look of this one, I must say, it really gets the 16-bit look spot on, so hopefully the gameplay will match the look that they've achieved. Quite expensive at £26.99, especially for the very crowded shoot 'em up market, but we'll see how it holds up next week. Then we have Zorro the Chronicles, which is an action and stealth game based on the classic Masked Vigilante and specifically the animated show of the same name. There are 18 levels and the blurb states that you'll need to adapt your approach according to the situation and enemies, or you can just take them on in sword combat. I know nothing of this show, I must admit, other than of course the original source material, and all I could really find out about it is that it was a French show and it was released in 2015. The game is going to cost £35.99. Also this week we have Cloud Gardens. It says here that the purpose is to harness the power of nature to overgrow urban decay within wasteland dioramas. It goes on to say that the relaxing nature encourages creativity and that there is a large catalogue of objects and plant life to choose from. It calls itself part garden simulator, part dystopian landscape builder and part puzzle game, and I do like the sound of this one, I must say. Anything that uses a diorama to display its premise always grabs my attention, and this one will sell for £13.99 or your regional equivalent. The penultimate game for the week is Oxide Room 104, which is a horror-based first-person game which combines escape room gameplay and action according to the blurb. You wake up in the bathtub of a hotel room naked and confused, sounds like a few too many of my Friday nights as a 20-something I must say, and everything you do from this point onwards will lead to one of the game's multiple endings. It goes on to say that Matthew has got to this point through bad choices and you'll need to decide carefully on your actions from this point onward as it will affect how the game plays out. Every time you die you'll reawaken in the bathtub, but every death has a price. Sounds very interesting, perhaps a bit of a Saw vibe to it, and it will cost £22.49.
So, let's make some modifications. Don't worry.
And finally for the week we have Final Vendetta, which is a beat 'em up very much in the style of genre classics such as Final Fight and Streets of Rage. You have 3 characters to choose from, being Claire Sparks, retired wrestler Miller T. Williams, and bare knuckle fighter Duke Sancho, as you attempt to stop the Syndicate gang and rescue Claire's younger sister. It's playable with 1 or 2 players and it's set in London, which is always good, and it features music on its soundtrack from electronic band Utah Saint. Well, I just got a serious nostalgia hit reading that. All I can think of now is the beginning of their song Something Good, where they just kept shouting Utah Saint over and over again. Let me know in the comments if you remember that song also, so I know that I'm not the only one feeling very old right now. I love the resurgence of old school beat 'em ups these days, and whilst I'm sure this will be derivative of the classics, the mixture of Final Fight's chunky visuals and setting with an electronic soundtrack a la Streets of Rage has sold me on it already, I must say. Let's hope it lives up to its potential. It's going to cost £22.49, although you can get 15% off of that price up until launch.
Battle across 4 unique game modes. Wield deadly weapons. Take out the
So there you have it, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. A few interesting games in there for sure. Final Vendetta is definitely on my radar. Please do let me know which of these games you'll be picking up, if any. Stick it all in the comment section below. Don't forget, if you are looking for eShop credit, you can use our website, switchup.gg. We have managed to secure another 10% off for this month using the code SwitchUp. All details are in the top pinned comment. There's also a link down there to Play Asia if you want to get yourself any imports. Again, there's a code down there that will get you 5% off of your order. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.